80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. If 8 out of 10 Americans live paycheck to paycheck, you have to be very mindful. Savings can go fast. I mean, you need to have the proper amount of savings. And I say that with sincere compassion because that's not easy. And I get very concerned when I first started researching living a mobile lifestyle and everything like that, living out of your car, living very simply. I was inspired by the minimal cost, but I saw Bob Wells and a lot of other people interview others that weren't retired and ask what they do for income. And they said, oh, we live off our savings. Oh, you got to be very careful because you're going to need at least $1,000. And I would say most people are going to need $2,000 a month to support themselves. If you needed $1,000 a month to support yourself, that's $12,000 a year. If you needed $2,000 a month to support yourself, that's $24,000 a year. Ask yourself, how many Americans or wherever you live, how many people do you think really have $12,000 to $24,000 just sitting in a savings account or more? Very few. It's definitely less than 80% because 80% of society in America is living paycheck to paycheck. And if you made $10 an hour, you make $1,600 a month if you work 40 hours a week. So please don't tell me that $2,000 a month is unrealistic because if you made $10 an hour, you're pretty much making $2,000 a month. So most people need that. Most people need the $2,000 a month to support themselves. And if you get fired, you don't get unemployment benefits. And even if you get laid off or something and you get unemployment benefits, you don't get health insurance. So health insurance alone for a single person is easily $500 in most cases. Doesn't include your gas, doesn't include your food, doesn't include any form of entertainment. You don't want to live like a hermit. You don't want to just wake up in your car, walk around outside and come back down. I mean, you're going to want to do stuff. Let's be honest. Let's have an honest conversation. And the other percentage of people I also saw, if they weren't retired that Bob Wells interviewed or different people I watched, they're on disability. And if you're on disability, you don't get 100% of what you make. You know, you get whatever it is. I don't even know, long-term disability, 60, 70% of what you made, and you still have to, pay for other stuff. So just be mindful. If you are deciding to get rid of a conforming life, I want you to stay inspired. I want you to live simply. I want you to do what you want. But I don't want you to be led astray and think that, I have, 5,000, I have 10,000, I have 20,000 in the bank. I'm fine to live off my savings. Savings goes very fast. And if God forbid, you get in an accident or God forbid, something happens, a couple thousand just goes right off the top. I learned that lesson when I was in my mid-20s. I changed jobs and I just quit a job without finding another job. I said, I have a few thousand in savings. I burned right through that couple $1,000s. That's why. So sometimes too, people ask me, they go, Sam, you must be saving a lot of money. And then, you're living out of your car, got a few expenses. Yeah, I am. But I'm not disillusioned. I know how fast savings can go. And I know that God forbid if something happened with my job or something like that, I have to pay health insurance. You know what I mean? I have to, account for my normal budget, which I already did what my normal budget is, around $2,000 a month. So you have to add, health insurance cost to that. You have to add some type of savings because you don't want to just deplete savings. That's why I also advocate, like I don't see some other people who do, Bob Wells or whatever. You need some type of income stream. Steady, consistent income stream. And you shouldn't be wasting a whole month planning to go to Arizona to go to a big tent to find out how you can get a job. If you need to go to a big tent to find out how you can get a job, your mindset isn't right. And whoever is telling you to waste that much time to find a job, their mindset isn't right. In my opinion. I want you to live a downsized life. I want you to listen to other people, not just me. But I don't want you to be led astray by this magical myth because I don't want you to downsize your life, sell everything, forget about a job, forget about an income, forget about what a budget is, forget about the fact that savings goes fast, forget about that you need health insurance, forget about that you also should save for retirement, and just, think you're going to live this magical hippie life. You need some type of income. You're going to need a full-time job, and you're going to always need to be mindful of how much you need per month and what all the expenses are associated with it. I remember also when I first started my journey, a great viewer, Carol Lang, had commented when I did a video first about you're always going to need an income. You're always going to need a job. I made a video about that in my beginning of my journey. And Carol Lang said, yeah, she goes, Sam, when she first started living out of her car, she kind of made, that mistake, and she started living out of her car without a job, and she realized how boring it could be. So obviously, in addition to money, after a couple weeks, 3 weeks or something off work, you don't want to be bored out of your mind and then be led astray to do different stuff that, I just want to make a statement. Not a hurtful statement, not a scare you statement, not a fear statement, but a statement to be mindful that financial savings goes very fast. If you have an emergency, if something comes up, and when you don't have income coming in and you're just taking out, you're going to end up very close to zero very quick. And it's, so just be mindful. Be mindful. That's it. Not scaring you. And just don't be led astray. Don't be led astray. Continue to seek after your dream. Continue to do what you want, because downsizing your life and minimizing expenses is going to help. And it is going to be a blessing to you. It is going to be not just a financial, but a mental relief. But at minimum, you're going to need $1,000 a month. I say most people need $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a year. So, I broke it down. Make sure that you're mindful of this in your planning. Do what you want, but plan wisely. All right? Stay inspired.